Good morning. We will continue the verification validation chapter, the unit number 4. But before we get into, let me share with you people, and I wanted this here to acknowledge by unmuting their mic, right? Each and everyone, okay, they have got the I2 marks, right? And please look into what all things are written, right? Particularly how to write a use case, right? Use case naming, then writing sequence diagram, right? Writing a state diagram, but there is no clarity as such. I have observed. Please understand this, right? So I need to conduct a session for you people, right? And yesterday 2:30 it was scheduled, but due to some reason we did not do it, right? But we have to do it, okay, very quickly on that particular topic, which already we have covered. So when shall we do it? When shall we do it? Today is 9th. Shall we do it today evening? Shall we do it today evening? Ashish?
Yes, today, yeah,
Wednesday. It's just a review class. I'll tell you, okay, those concepts once again. Shall we do it?
just a sec. Yeah. So, from 2:30 to 4:30, we don't have anything.
No, today I have a class. I have two classes, and there are a lot of document verification is there today. So
Okay.
when shall we do?
So, anytime you say, sir, after 2:30.
After 2:30, right? Um, just will, I mean, the before 5 o'clock not possible. Right? I'm talking about the
Okay.
evening. I'm talking about the evening.
So, anytime after 5.
Okay, anytime after 5. So shall we get into 7 o'clock, 7 to 8? Shall we do it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, 7 to 8 today, a class is fixed, right? All of you join because those topics are very important. You can get easily marks, right? But people are not written properly. Wherever state diagram is to be written, they are written, okay, no, sequence diagram, they are written activity diagrams, right? Then state diagram is not properly written, right? So let me comment on that and tell, right? Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Right. So with this understanding, okay, let's get into the topic today, right? We are going to, if you look at this, right, here, today we will cover the cause effect graphing. And also, there's something we try to refer the procedure called testing and then get into cause effect graphing, and we'll continue cause effect graphing. And then we'll get into data flow testing later. This week we will be completing the whole thing because next 2 weeks we are getting into project management last chapter, right? Thus, so let's get into this work, right? Before I get into cause effect graphing, just one reference I would like to make about this, right? This is about the procedure call testing. So when you procedure call testing from third semester introduction to Unix system programming, we were talking about that one. Whenever you make write a procedure, very important thing what parameter you receive, right, and what return value you send it, right? These are the two important things. And return value, please look into that. Return value could be multiple things. There may be multiple causes for the failures, and for every cause you might have designated it as a separate error number, right? In that case, every possible error you need to simulate and ensure that the procedure sends that particular error message, right? That's the one thing. And please look into procedure entry and exit testing are important. I told you about the exit. The way that exit, there could be multiple point through which it may exit, right? Return, you might have written not necessarily at the end. Return could be somewhere you are tested and you find that the value is not appropriate, you might have returned there, right? Return could be at multiple points, and please ensure that all return points are to be ensured right by appropriate test case. Are you clear about this? Are you clear about this? This is a theoretical thing I'm
Yes.
talking about that. By this time, you should be in the position to correlate, understand all theoretical aspect with possible examples which you can create. Right? I'll create an example for that. Please look into. Right. Please look into the possible example which I'll create. Right. Now look into this. Right. I've written a procedure P. I've written a procedure P with open flower bucket and closed flower bucket. Right. And maybe, okay, I might have written here if, right, if A is less than 10, we don't know, then it may be an error. Okay, printf, it is an error, right? Then you can say return, right? Return, I'll say return, right? It could be a minus 10, value could be minus 10, right? Return minus 10. Whoever catches that one, it is up to them. Return minus 10, right? Maybe return value could be integer, right? This procedure returns an integer, right? And whoever is calling this, they have to check, they have to look at synopsis of the P, what are the possible return values it give, like a system calls you might have gone through, and accordingly you have to act on that wherever this is being called, right? This is one place, okay, I'm returning, right? There may be other place somewhere in the code, right? Probably if I'll say if a equal to 10, okay, this is just the imagination, huh? Right? If a equal to 10, then again it could be, okay, something I do it, and it return always not necessary an error, right? Return status, right? Okay, I would like to return 20. What exactly is 20? Should I return 20, or are there any standard meaning for that? Right? Otherwise, a normal activity, whatever you do, okay, I would like to say return, right? Return, say something, I'll say 1, right? Whether 1 is success or failure or 0 is success or failure, that synopsis will decide. There is no standard as such. Now, when I call this P, say I'll say call X equal to, say call P, call, I'll say P with whatever the parameter, this is P, sorry, right? Then based on X, I need to act on that. So when you're writing the test script, please ensure that you need to refer the synopsis of this procedure P, right? Synopsis of that, what all the possible return value it has, right? And accordingly ensure that you create that environment. Probably assume that it is taking certain parameter here, right? And that parameter you pass it here. And based on the parameter, right, there are certain conditions are tested. This condition, otherwise routine computation with return one, whatever it is. So you have to ensure that pass all this parameter to take care of exit, possible exit, right? All possible exit could be successful one only, could be, right? Then you ensure that that return value you get it appropriately because you are simulating that, and all exit are being tested. Are you clear about this exit testing? Exit testing. Ashish and Arpita. Ashish and Arpita.
Yes, sir.
Right. When we say that create a business procedure is not done, Ashish. Okay, it should go into the in-class question bank. And the people can
So
have
I'm
a,
doing it.
yeah. Ashish, are you receiving it? Ashish, are you receiving it? Ashish, are you receiving it?
So I'll be doing it.
Okay, fine. All right. Okay, now done. Prepare a business scenario. Prepare an appropriate business scenario. Prepare an appropriate
Yes.
business scenario, right? And explain
Yes, sir.
Procedure entry and exit testing.
Yes, sir.
Right? So now whatever I've shown it on the screen, that I've shown the screen, that you have to explain, and you have to create a business procedure scenario, like assume that there is a procedure P which does take a parameter A, and based on that one it will have several exit point as shown in the following code. It is being called by some other program where call is being done like this. Now under this scenario, what we have to do is we have to supply value of A for all possible exit and check the return value X and work on that. Are you okay? Are you
Yes, sir.
okay? Right? So procedure entry and exit testing, it is not a theoretical things. Everything you have to explain with example. When I talk about business scenario, it is a scenario. Are you getting this? So shall we close this and go to the cause effect graphing?
Yes, okay, sir.
That's good. Right. Now look at that. So what we were talking is about the procedure called testing. Right. Now let's get into cause effect graph today and tomorrow next class and finish that. On Saturday we will look into data flow testing. Right. Out of that one we will consider and work on that. Right. So cause effect graphing. Right. We will take very important thing. Again, there are good number of questions you can expect here from that. So what is a cause effect graph? See, when you look at every system, you take literally any system, right? You find that from software engineering perspective, you find that, right, you have an input and input is being mapped to output. Do you agree? Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
Right. And it may so happen that there may be input scenario one, input scenario I'm talking, input scenario two, right, or input two you can call, like input three, like this. There could be n number of inputs for a given system. And it may so happen that these inputs, we don't know what kind of system is being built and all. It's going to produce, oh, right, I'm sorry, just a minute. I'll change the color, right. It may produce some kind of an output one, so, which, for which possible input we don't know. It could be output 2, and similarly, it may produce, right, n number of output for this. So we call these are the causes. These conditions. Please recollect the decision table. The decision table, right? When you look at the decision table, it was going like this, right? The decision table was like this. Please remember, right? This is the condition one, this is the description of condition, right? And these are all conditions, and these are the effects. Here, sorry, here, these are the effect, and these are the conditions. These condition, possible combination of condition, say 1, 0, 0. That means condition 1 exists, then effect 1 is enabled. So this kind of decision table, which already we have gone through, right? The same thing we use it here, the cause effect graphing. Are you clear about that? Are you clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. I went to get a bottle of water, sir.
Okay, no issues. Right, given a problem description, you need to identify, right, the input combination, for which input combination what output will be generated. That you have to look into, and that's all. And that is a cause effect graphing. Okay, we talk about that. That will help you to perceive input output mapping and thereby enables, right, test case generation. Note down, note down, Ashish and Arpita, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
For the given scenario, for the given scenario, for given
Yes, sir.
scenario, right? Write test, sorry, prepare test cases based on cause-effect graphing. Based on cause-effect graphing. Cause-effect graphing strategy.
Yes, sir.
This is one type of question. The other type of question, what you can expect is, right, prepare, note down, next question. Prepare the cause-effect graph for the following scenario. Right?
Yes, sir.
Right. Note down another possible question. Prepare a business scenario. Prepare a business scenario and generate cause-effect graph and generate cause-effect graph and associated test cases. Right? Are you clear about that? So theoretically, knowing only what is cause-effect graph is not sufficient. So you should prepare one or two examples. Sometimes they'll ask you prepare your own business scenario. So whatever you have remembered, that you can reproduce. Right? So you have to remember one at least. Right? Then, given any scenario, you will be preparing the cause-effect graph. That is application. This is always that you should aim for as far the knowledge is concerned. Are you clear? Right? Shall we get into why do we study this? I mean, cause-effect graphing and its applications and all. Through example, shall we get into learning of that?
Yes, sir.
Right. So now let's look into when you prepare a graph, there are a set of symbols being used. These are the standard symbols. You don't draw the graph the way that you want it. Right? They're all simple, okay, things. So simple, right? Simple one, right? One is, see here. 1 minute. Okay. Simple one is here. C implies EF. EF here stands for the effect, and all C, C1, C2, C3, they are called conditions. Right? So if this C condition, it means that the effect EF. Is it clear? Is it clear?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Simple. I'll tell you that one. If you purchase i5 laptop, if you purchase i5 laptop, right? I'll call i5L, then you will get a discount of okay 1,000 rupees. This is one condition. Maybe in a business scenario, there is a there may be a statement saying that if you buy i5 laptop, 1,000 rupees discount will be there. Right. Now look at that other one, right? If condition 1 is true, if condition 2 is true, if condition 3 is true, all this is the AND condition. Hope you know the symbol that's in your discrete mathematical structure. And are you clear? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Now an example for this is if you buy, right, okay, i5 laptop, right, then portable hard disk, right, then printer, okay, model, say one particular model, one, whatever it is, right? If you buy all these three, okay, then there is a discount of 10,000 rupees on total MRP, right? Are you clear? Are you clear? Ashish, Arpita?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So when you read a business description, from that you are catching that i5 laptop purchasing, a portable hard disk and printer, if all these things are purchased, then 10,000 discount. That you need to capture that scene and model this as a graph here. That's all. Are you appreciating this? Are you appreciating this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, sometimes we call this as, right, the output based test case writing, right? Output, what is output? 1,000 rupees discount, 10,000 rupees discount, no discount, no discount. All these are output. Now, what you do is, this output, these are called effects here. These outputs, these are called effects, right? Having identified the effect, what all the input that causes effects, that input combination you have to pick and draw the graph and ensure that test cases are to be created for every, right, input for every effect and its associated, okay, causes. That's all. Unclear?
Yes, sir.
Right, right. Now, there are other symbols. Not C, not this condition implies EF. I mean, what is the meaning of not C? C, presence of condition, not present, like non-presence of condition. Right? Simple. Right? Raining. I mean, sorry, one condition is not raining. Right? Effect is carry umbrella. Right? Not raining is one of it. Okay, then I'll say that one, if it is raining, people carry an umbrella and all. So what I'll do is not raining, right? Not raining, I negate that and carry umbrella. Are you clear? I'm telling about the symbol that is to be used, right? You negate this condition. What is the condition? C, okay, for example, C10 condition, right? It speaks C10 condition speaks about that not raining. Not raining is okay, C10 condition. The negation of that negation is being written like this on that particular line connecting condition and effects. What is the effect? Say this effect is say effect number 20. There will be listing of all conditions C1 to C10, all effects C1 to EF1 to EF20 for a given problem description of 1 page, 2 page, 10 page, 20 page, whatever it is. And that's what is called story writing. From story writing, you pick all, okay, cause effect graph, you build it, and test case, test, okay, driven development. Go in. Test driven development is one thing. In agile practice, we call stories. You write a stories. For every story, write, build a test case. And for test case, write the code. Test driven development is called. Ashish and Arpita, are you catching this? We introduce a term called test driven development, TDD, right?
Yes, sir.
Put on. Okay, explain with example the term test driven, okay, development. Now, where is that in the syllabus, which book and all, right? No, this is not searching. I said it, it is there. That's in the book. Test driven development. Right? Explain with the example the term test driven development in the bracket TDD. Write this. Are you clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Right.
sir.
Right. Now we are talking about condition C1, condition C2, either condition C1 or C2. The effect, say, effect number 25 here. Right? Are you clear? So assume that one of the institution, right, you have to score the CIE, right, CRE, right, CIE greater than 40 or semester end exam mark, SE marks, right, greater than 90 in order to declare that effect is to award S grade. Assume this is a condition, S grade. What is this? Why it is this? We are not concerned. That college, institute, whoever has written this, they are concerned. In order to award S grade, you should have scored, okay, CIE, say, 1 minute, greater than 40 or semester end examination greater than 30, right? And then I'll add one more, right? Now, assume that this is a condition, right? then you declare it as a S grade. Are you clear about that? Or I'm talking about the or symbol. The example may be feasible, not feasible, okay, whatever it is. How to use this, you know. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Right. So you can take a screenshot. All these things, screenshot, you can take it. Take a screenshot. And in our in-class question bank, you can write hint for the question, whatever you have noted now. Below that, okay, write hint and then do question first and then hint later in the speech.
Yes.
Right. Take this also. So that people can refer that as a study material along with the video. Okay? Very clear. Shall we get to next one?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And in the bracket right inside, I have an extension. C implies EF, first one. If C, then EF. That second one, okay, not C implies EF. If not C implies, then EF. The third one, okay, if when C1 and C2 and C3 the equivalent code, then here, if when C1 or C2, if C1 or C2, the equivalent programming language code, you know, so thereby you understand it. This is a simple thing, a common sense at this stage. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
That's good. That's good. Right? Now let's look into that. Right? Right? There are two kinds of things. One is called, okay, exclusive. Right? Please remember, right? It is either C1 or C2 or C3. That is E, exclusive. And there is inclusive, at least C1 or C2. Right? With a constraint among the, causes, constraint. These are the constraint among the causes. Right? Put with the, you are putting this with the dotted lines. But what is this either C1 or C2 or C3, or at least sometimes English, right? We may not get a clarity about that. Govind, am I right? So for that, you have to go for the truth table here to understand it. Right? Now look at that. Right? Okay, here is a truth table. See here. Either C1 or C2 or C3. Look at the timetable. Sorry, not timetable. I'm sorry, truth table. I was preparing the time, looking at the timetable today morning. So I referred it to timetable. Sorry, truth table. Either C1 or C2 or C3. Look at that. Right? Look at this. Right? Here. Either C1 or C2 or C3, not all. Are you getting it? Now inclusive thus, right, is thus. Inclusive. C1 or C2. C1, it is only C1 here, or C2 here, or both can be there. So inclusive or in exclusive or, okay, you people, hope you understand this. This is also valid. Exclusive or inclusive or you have studied now? I think they have studied it that. In digital electronics, XOR, truth table is same, inclusive or exclusive or. So it is either C1 or C2 or C3, not all. And this is also true. Whereas in case of C1 or C2, or inclusive or, right, either C1 or C2 or both. Okay, that's how it is there. Please look into that. Now look at that. The other one is, okay, requires. R is requires. What is R? See, C1 requires C2. Please look into that. The condition C1 to happen, it requires C2 condition. Right? This is a constraint on conditions. Now look at that. One and the only one of this C1 and C2. One and the only one. This is different from here. Either it is different, includes different, okay? Then one and the only one is different, requires is different. So how one and the only one is different from E either? Is exclusive. Look at the truth table. Right? Now look at that here. Again, I'll mark here. One and the only one. One and the only one. Please compare this with exclusive, where this row is there, whereas this row is not exist here. Are you making it very clear about that?
Yes, sir.
Right. C1 requires C2. C1 requires C2. C1 requires
Yes.
C2. C1 requires C2. Okay, please understand the truth table. Okay. If C2 is not there, why it is not considered? C2 may be there, but C1 may not be there. Right? C1 condition requires C2. That's all. Right? So please make an understanding of the constraint among the causes. Okay, E, I, O, and R. E either I inclusive, E you can consider exclusive or, I inclusive or, right? O one and only one, and R requires. Right? This can be used everywhere. EF1, the presence of effect 1 mask EF2, masking constraint. It masks EF2. Hope you understand the meaning of the mask by this stage, having studied, okay, microcontroller, okay, assembly language programming.
Yes, sir.
Right. And having gone through the COVID-19 seasons, mask, hope you understand. Okay. Right.
Yes.
Right. Right. Now, here is one scenario. One scenario. We'll try to explain that in the next class. I wanted you people to go through this thoroughly. Right? Have you taken the screenshot of all these things? Ashish?
Yeah, this one I took, sir, and the next one.
Next one taken?
Yeah, this one I've taken.
You take this one also.
Yeah, yes.
Next one.
Yeah, done. Yes.
Taken?
Yes, sir.
Take this.
Done.
Then I'll be giving a small, and all these things you put as a hint. Now I'll be giving, okay, one small example, right? And look at that, how examples, okay, get converted into cause-effect graphing. And we'll take this as a case study. You can take a screenshot of this also, Ashish, and you can put it there, right? All screenshot, right? Now you need to identify in given such problem description, what all the effects and what all the causes that you have. If I identify that one, cause-effect graphing is simple. Shall we read this?
Yes, sir.
Now we need to generate a test generation for a GUI-based computer purchase system. A web-based company is selling computers. I mean, CPU they are selling. Sell CPU is one cost. Right? That's why it is being written CPU, right? Then 1 minute, I'll select a pen. Printer they sell, the monitor they sell. This is the nomenclature. And additional memory, RAM, they sell. These are the four: CPU, PR, and all. And in GUI, people, the buyer will feed how much they wanted, and they try to look into what offers they have during New Year season. An order configuration consisting of 1 to 4 items as shown in the figure 2.1.3, taken from the book Levitt. Okay, we will get into the 2.1.3 here. Right now, right, see here, until the session ends, we'll continue. Right, the GUI consists of 4 windows displaying selection from CPU, printer, monitor, and all. It means that there are 4 windows. Okay, which CPU, okay, which printer, right, which monitor, right, which memory. Some of the windows you are filling, or sometimes some windows are automatically updated having selected a CPU. Are you clear? Hmm? Right? And one window, okay, where any free giveaway items are displayed. Right? This is one more window where giveaway, take home, gift, like this. For each order, the buyer may select from 3 CPU models. There are 3 CPUs. This is a CPU window. There are CPU models. Drop down list box is there. Right? You have to select one of that. And 2 printer model. There are 2 printer models here. And 3 monitor model. 3 monitor model. Right? There are separate windows, one each for CPU, printer, and monitor, that shows the possible selection. Okay, Arpita, Ashish, you are getting this.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Now, as a student, I am reading it so that how I can model the cause effect graph, and from that, how to generate the test case I'm looking into. I'm a reader, I'm a student now. For simplicity, we assume that RAM is available only as an upgrade, and that only 1 unit of each item can be purchased in one order. Fine, RAM. RAM is available only as an upgrade. All right. Right? Then monitor M20 and M23 can be purchased with any CPU. Now look at that. Or as a standalone item. Now these are the condition and graph. Okay, this condition and effect you need to identify. M30 only can be purchased with the CPU 3. Okay, now look at that. Look at that. Okay, I will put one of the things here. So condition C1, look at that, and effect, okay, effect EF1, I'll write it. First thing is you have to make all condition listing, all effect listing. M30 can be purchased, only be purchased with CPU 3. I mean, is it not that one of the condition is purchase CPU 3? I'll write P. P stands for purchase. Purchase CPU 3, right? Effect is, okay, right? Okay, M30 only can be purchased. M30. Allow M30. Allow M30 again to be purchased. To be purchased. Are you getting this? Thus, right? I mean, now look at that small intermediate. I don't say this is a final. That M30 you can purchase subjected, okay, with, okay, CPU. Or, okay, you can remove this also. It is initial, I said. I can discard this. I can I can get into this other thing. See here. See, M30 purchase is a one condition. I'll say C1. The another condition is that one, right? CPU 3. CPU 3. M30 can only be purchased, okay, with CPU 3. Right? That means somewhere I can think some effect, I don't know, whatever that is there. So can I not think about the AND? Right? These two are to be purchased together. Right? If this is a condition, that the session is getting closed. Next 10 minutes. Right? Immediately after that, we close. Right. M30 can only be purchased with CPU 3. PR1 is available free with the purchase of CPU 2. Right? Or CPU 3. Monitor and printers. Right? Monitors and printers, except for M30, can also be purchased separately without purchasing any CPU. Purchase of CPU 1 gets a RAM of 256 upgrade. So look at that. Okay, this is a business scenario. And you as an analyst, you should be able to catch different domain. And for this, you are writing cause effect graph. The description goes like this. We will see it in the next class. Right? And the summary of that will be put into that. Free window, CPU1 purchase RAM 256, CPU1 and printer 1 RAM 256, CPU2 PR3 M23 does, that does, free does, whatever it is. Right? Then for this, look at that, you need to identify condition, purchase of CPU1, purchase of CPU2, purchase of CPU3, purchase of PR1, PR2, purchase of M20, M23, M30. Now effect is RAM 256 freely available, RAM 512 freely available along with the printer, RAM 1GB and printer 2, no giveaway. These are the effect. So having listed this, okay, conditions and effects separately, then you need to establish, okay, relation between these two by using the notation of, okay, the and or inclusive or exclusive or one and only one, implies, requires, lot of things you see. From that, you'll be drawing the graph, which we will see it in the next class, right? Something like this. We'll try to interpret this, okay, for given conditions and given requirement. The output is this. Probably you can expect such a kind of, okay, the paper in I3 and semester and exam also. Or the people may ask that one, prepare a business scenario and explain how the cause effect graph are useful in testing. So you can pick such example and explain. Are you clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, this are simply introduced, and tomorrow, I mean in the next class, we'll take up this exercise, right? And we'll work on that, right? Take a screenshot of this. What is important here is, from the given scenario, identifying conditions and effect, first step. Second step is, given condition effect, you are drawing the graph based on what are the constraints put in the scenario description. That is second step. Third step is, right, generating the test case from that. And test cases are quite visible here. Right? These are all output based. Okay. For example, you wanted to have an effect 1, right? Ensure that condition 1 is being created alone. You want the effect 2, condition C1 or C2 is to be created. You want to test the effect 3, condition C3 and C8 created and the effect 1 3 is produced or not, check it. Right? Are you clear about that? Are you clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Right. So with this, we come to the, okay, we will try to end the meeting today, right? And we'll continue in the next class. All of you please attend. If you don't attend that one, okay, it becomes a difficult for the unit number 4. This time it is the unit wise, right? If you don't study this, unit number 4 is gone. 20 marks straight away gone. It is not like previous semesters. Every unit, there are 2 questions, full questions, 20 each. You tried any one of that. In every unit, you have an option. Got it? So, shall we end the meeting? Shall we end the meeting for all?
Yes, sir.